With St. Patrick's Day just a week away, I thought I'd go ahead and get into this here little franchise that is featuring a certain character that's, well, affiliated, well, or connected with St. Patrick's Day, only it's kind of a monstrosity. So prepare yourselves, because here's a re-review of the cult classic horror film, Leprechaun.
This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews, boyo.
So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Joel, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a re-review of the 1993 comedy horror flick Leprechaun, released by Trimark, directed by Mark Jones, starring Warwick Davis in the title role, along with Jennifer Aniston in one of her earliest films. Mark Jones also wrote the story. Davis plays a vengeful leprechaun who believes a family has stolen his pot of gold. As he hunts them, they attempt to locate his gold to mollify him. The film was released on January 8, 1993, and went on to become a cult classic. Despite its reviews were negative, though, it was initially a success. Though it was intended to be a straight horror flick, Davis injected humor into his role and thus reshoots and increased gore to appeal to older audiences. And it was the first in-house production at Trimark for theatrical exhibition, as a matter of fact. Well, let's begin. In 1983, Dan O'Grady returns to his home in North Dakota from a trip to his native Ireland, where he has stolen a leprechaun's pot of gold. After burying the gold, O'Grady discovers that the leprechaun has followed him home and murdered his wife. O'Grady uses a four-leaf clover to suppress the leprechaun's powers and trap him inside a crate. Before he can burn him, the leprechaun makes O'Grady suffer a stroke. A decade later, J.D. Redding and his teenage daughter Tori rent the O'Grady farmhouse for the summer. Contract workers Nathan Murphy, his 10-year-old brother Alex, and their dim-witted friend Ozzie Jones help repaint the farmhouse. In the basement, Ozzie hears the leprechaun's cry for help and mistakes him for a child. He brushes the clover off the crate, freeing the leprechaun. After failing to convince the others that he met a leprechaun, Ozzie spots a rainbow and chases it, believing there will be a pot of gold at the end. As Alex accompanies him, fearing that Ozzie might hurt himself, a bag of 100 gold coins appears before Ozzie. Not a pot, but a bag. After Ozzie tests the gold and accidentally swallows a coin, they stash it in an old well and plot to keep it for themselves, hoping to fix Ozzie's brain. At the farm, the leprechaun lures JD into a trap by imitating a cat, biting and injuring his hand. Tori and the others rush him to the hospital while the leprechaun falls on a tricycle. Alex and Ozzie visit a pawn shop to see if the gold is pure, and the leprechaun kills the shop owner for stealing his gold and shines the corpse's shoes before leaving. The leprechaun steals himself a gold cart and goes back to the farmhouse, getting pulled over by an officer on the way back for speeding. The officer gets chased by the leprechaun to the woods and eventually gets killed. The leprechaun returns to the farmhouse and searches for his gold, shining every shoe he finds. Leaving JD at the hospital, the group drives back to the farmhouse. Finding it ransacked, Nathan checks outside and is injured by a bear trap set by the leprechaun. The group fights the leprechaun outside, beating him up with sticks and stones. After finding a shotgun in the farmhouse, they repeatedly shoot the leprechaun to no avail. Then they attempt to flee the farm, but their truck's engine has been sabotaged by the leprechaun. After ramming the truck with the gold cart, the leprechaun terrorizes the group until Ozzie reveals that he and Alex found the gold. Tori recovers the bag from the well and gives it to the leprechaun. Believing the worst to be over, they leave for the hospital. While counting his gold, the leprechaun discovers he is missing the coin that Ozzie swallowed. Thinking that they have tricked him, he menaces them until Ozzie talks about O'Grady, who was taken to a nursing home after his stroke. The group distracts the leprechaun by throwing dirty shoes around, which the leprechaun cannot resist shining, while Tori gets into her jeep and drives to the nursing home to learn how to kill him. Now, for the ending, as always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen this movie already, please continue once the 5 seconds are over with. Okay, you've been warned. At the nursing home, the leprechaun pretends to be O'Grady. After chasing Tori to an elevator, the leprechaun throws O'Grady down the shaft as Tori flees. Before dying, O'Grady tells her that the only way to kill the leprechaun is with a four-leaf clover, which happens to grow in a patch outside the farm. Tori returns to the farmhouse and searches for a clover until she is attacked by the leprechaun. Nathan and Ozzy save her. Ozzy reveals that he swallowed the last coin and the leprechaun wounds him trying to get it. Before the leprechaun can kill Ozzy, Alex takes a four-leaf clover Tori has found, sticks it to a wad of gum, and shoots it into the leprechaun's mouth, causing him to melt away. The leprechaun falls into the well, but his skeleton climbs out to continue menacing the group. Nathan pushes the leprechaun back into the well and blows up the well and the leprechaun with gasoline. As the cops arrive in the morning, the leprechaun vows his spirit will not rest until he recovers all his gold. End of story. So what did I think of Leprechaun? I've got to say, it's a guilty pleasure, and it's pretty fun and what have you. This, of course, was a film that really started off a franchise that went off and to another side of a story, and then off to another side of a story, blah, blah, blah. I think you know the rest. Anywho, this film did pretty well, making $8.5 million at the box office against its $900,000 budget, and became a cult film. While its reception was negative, on its release, writing for the Deseret News, Chris Hicks said that the film should have been released direct to video. Also criticizing Trimark's release of the film, the Austin Chronicle called it cliched, uninteresting, and another waste of perfectly good Kodak film stock. Internet-based critic James Berardinelli, called it unwatchable and not even enjoyably bad. The Chicago Tribune wrote that the film has brought new meaning to the term bad. It's just, yeah. And Rotten Tomatoes has a score of 35%. Metacritic has a score of 17. In a retrospective from Entertainment Weekly in 2014, it has been identified as Jennifer Aniston's worst role to date, and she herself has expressed embarrassment over the film. However, Tanya Gold of The Guardian in 2009 selected it as one of her 10 favorite scary films to watch on Halloween. Well, that's understandable. It's still fun and what have you. I don't consider it to be maybe one of the best, but not a great film by any means. But it's probably one of my favorite films in the franchise, though. It would actually, I think, it would actually be in the top three, as a matter of fact. But anyway, this film, despite getting this, became a hit for Trimark, and eventually would form a franchise. Its sequel would be released theatrically the following year, but it did worse though. But I'll talk more about it when I re-review the film in the next video. The music from Kevin Kinner and Robert J. Walsh wasn't too bad. And I want to say the atmosphere wasn't too bad either. I did enjoy some of the settings and what have you. Maybe not everywhere, but still pretty good. The Leprechaun's absolutely crazy and nuts, especially with his one-liners, and especially when he does a pogo kill on the pawn on the guy who ran the pawn shop, who was wanting to look at the gold coin, you know. Warwick Davis does one hell of a job in playing the Leprechaun. He's absolutely very funny, and I really like that. That is one of his great roles. This was just a few years after doing Willow. Very Very good performance. He really steals the show every time. Playing Tori is Jennifer Aniston. Just a year and a half before she even made it big on TV's Friends the following year. Well, she's not too bad in the film. I mean, she did fair enough. Playing Nathan is Ken Olandt. He's pretty good. Ozzy is played by Mark Holton, who you may remember best as Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, which I'm going to try and review that later on this year for its anniversary. Yeah, he's pretty good. I didn't even notice him until I heard from various horror fanatics and reviewers of this film. Yeah, pretty good. We have Shay Duffin playing Dan O'Grady. Yeah, not too bad. And also, as Alex Murphy is Robert Gorman, who that same year would appear in another cult film, and that was the Hulk Hogan film, Mr. Nanny. So anyway, Leprechaun, while not really one of the best horror flicks of the 90s, but still, it has its fun moments, though. Because, like I said, Warwick Davis steals the show in just about every scene he's in. Seriously. But anyway, so would I recommend Leprechaun? I'd say sure, go ahead. I think you'll get a few fun laughs from him, what have you. If you're into comedy horror, I'd say this would be right up your alley. So what did you think of Leprechaun? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, make it grow, and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel. Give them to know me. May they like to be a part of my Big D Nation. And share my vids with your friends if you wish. And stay tuned for a re-review of Leprechaun 2 coming up in the next video. Now, of course, I will be re-reviewing most of the films except Origins and Returns, which actually was an actual sequel to this film. But those will be saved for another day, because I didn't care much for Origins. Returns, on the other hand, that was a much better film. But I'll get to those another day. So if you like this, consider checking out my reviews for some of these other, killer flicks and what have you. Might say I'm just going to give just the first two installments of a great franchise with a certain killer doll named Chucky. Check out my re-review of the original Child's Play from 1988 and my re-review of Child's Play 2 from 1990 in the upper left-hand corner and upper right-hand corner. Or if you would like maybe another creature feature, check out my review of Ghoulies from 1985 in the bottom left-hand corner. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.